Hi, I'm Shoestring Jane. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things thrifty, frugal and money saving. I'm sorry about my hair. I think it's the extreme heat we're having today. It's just made it go really weirdly, strangely wavy and curly. Never mind, you can't do much about that, can you? Feeling absolutely shattered as well. I'm sure it is the heat. I haven't done very much today. Well, I've done some writing, but I haven't actually physically done very much today. I've done a few things over the last few days, though, that you might find interesting. When I did my eating from the pantry video, I was looking at all the things that needed using up. One of the things was some frozen fruit. It was some foraged blackberries, so they cost us nothing when we got them, but we hadn't used them because they were a little bit hard. And the rest of our red currants, which is just as well to use the last of those because the next lot are now coming through. So I will link that recipe that I used in the description box below. By the way, it does contain ginger, but I couldn't taste the ginger at all, so I'm not really sure whether that was an essential part. I think I would use the lemon. I think it's always good to have lemon with fruit. So yes, anyway, so I've made some blackberry syrup. I'm using it mainly as a cordial, and it's really nice with some ice. You do have to use quite a lot of it, so you wouldn't dilute it in the same way as you would orange squash, for example. It'd need a lot more than that, about a third of the syrup to 2/3 water. So we've also done a couple of walks early morning. It's a heat wave here in the UK. We're in a part of England that is particularly hard hit by the heat wave, and we're on a red weather warning. Apparently it's the first time it's ever going to hit the temperatures it's going to hit today here. So that's global warming for you. It's real. It's a bit scary, isn't it? But anyway, I'll show you what we've been doing over the last few days. So how about this for a non-energy using cooling tip? This is Archie's cooling blanket, which he just doesn't want to sit on. So occasionally I fool him and I put this sheet over it and he'll accidentally sleep on it. But most of the time he's just not bothered, like now. So I've been using it myself. I just sit on it. I'd sometimes put the sheet on it, but I just tuck it up behind my back. And once you sit on it, it activates it and it really cools down. And a couple of times I've even laid on it in bed, to the point where if I see any of these cooling mats going cheap at the end of the season, I'm going to buy a couple for next year because they're well worth it. Good investment. This one came from B&M last year, I think. I don't think it cost very much, £7 or £8. I can't remember, but a really worthwhile investment. You don't have to have the fan on. You feel really cool. You could put it in a car. So you can take it to bed. Great for your pet if they'll sit on it, but if they won't, take advantage and sit on it yourself. So it's 7 a.m. on Monday and we have a weather warning for extreme heat today, so especially where we are in England. So we're going out really early. We're going to take the dog, got some water. I've just drawn all the curtains. I just haven't opened these ones yet. Drawn all the curtains. When we get back, we'll open as many windows as we can. We're going out, so we can't really open the windows. I've got a cat that can't go out because she's got a bad paw, so she's got to stay in anyway. So that makes it tricky to open windows wide anyway. So we're going for, Archie's got his cool mat. I've got some cool towels, which I've got some towels which I'm going to make wet, put in the freezer and stick underneath me or on me. And then we're just going to do the best we can, drink lots today. So it's all a bit worrying really, isn't it? But all you can do is take sensible precautions and get out early with the dog. Come on. Come on, good boy. Get in the shade. It's too hot. We're having a walk in the woods because it's too hot to walk anywhere else. And we just saw a lady picking mullein, I think it's how you pronounce it, mullein, M-U-L-L-E-I-N, flowers. And it reminded us that we've got a big bag of mullein leaves for tea. That's supposed to be good for your, oh, there's a little rabbit. It's supposed to be good for your lungs and your chest and your respiration system generally. So, respiratory system, I mean. So, I'm going to give it a try when we get home with some lemon in it and some honey, because I didn't like the taste of it much. I'll give it another go. he's drinking it. Give me water, look. Yeah, give me water. God, you can lead a horse, can't you? Water. Must be thirsty. Come on, drink it. I'm persuaded to drink the water. Come on, silly boy. I'll drink it out of my hand, but not out of the bowl. There's the dog coming. Come on. So the curtains have been closed all morning. Archie has been on his cooling mat. For some reason, he's thrown all of the cushions onto the floor. I don't know why. I've been sitting here working with the fan on me. Oh, he's back. Are you back on your cool mat? Good boy. And it's getting hot in here now. I can't open the window too much. I said the cat's not allowed out, so I think I mentioned that earlier. So I think we might move to the back of the house where it's a bit cooler. So I'm going to try to turn the rest of last year's blackberry harvest, which are all out of the freezer, and we're going to use those red currants just to use them up, and some sugar, into a blackberry syrup. If you've seen my video eating from the pantry, you'll see that I am trying just to turn things over and use up what we have rather than buying more food to keep this month really a low spend grocery month. So it makes sense, and it's so warm. I think a blackberry syrup over ice with maybe some fizzy water or something would be really nice in this weather. So here we go. First thing I've got to do is add all the berries. I'm not worried about the stalks. God, that's noisy, isn't it? Not worried about the stalks because I'm going to strain this like jelly. It's a bit like making jam. I've used my jam pan, as you can see. So I add that. Another good thing I've been able to use, at least the peel of one of the lemons that I had in the fridge. Some of my frozen ginger. I'm kind of being a bit gung-ho about the quantities because I've got about 2.5 times the amount the recipe suggests of berries. So I need to kind of up the quantities of everything else a little bit. I need about, how much sugar do I need? I need about 300 grams of sugar, just plain. Well, it should be caster sugar, but to be fair, I don't have enough caster sugar. I want to do some baking. So, yeah. So the sugar, it really is just like jam. And then a little bit of water, not too much water because I'm making a syrup. Berries are going to be bringing a lot of sugar. Okay. So the next step is to bring this to the boil and then just simmer it for about 15 minutes. And then we're going to strain it. Put the lid on and let that come to the boil. This is a smaller bowl. Hopefully this will work. Let's see. So this is kind of a little gadget. Oh, it's just not going to behave, is it? Let's get this over here. Right, I think we're there. Good, so when that's ready, I can drain it in batches. I think I'll have to do through that. So I've got the jelly on. I've also got a couple of bottles. I think I used this, I saved it from a lemonade bottle, I think, and it's a nice bottle. So I made elderflower cordial in that last year, and this was, our friends have apples in their garden and they got them pressed this year and they gave us a bottle of their apple juice for Christmas. It was absolutely delicious, but I saved the bottle because it's a good one. So I just need to get that label off and sterilise them both. I don't know how much it's going to make. I doubt it'll make more than 2 bottles. It may only make 1 bottle, but I'll have 2 ready just in case. It's not come to the boil yet, but it's getting there. I suppose it was all frozen. The ginger was frozen and the fruit was frozen. So put the lid back on. Another couple of minutes, I think. There you are, it's come to a nice boil now. So the recipe says to leave that for 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm going to do that. And then I will let it cool a little bit and strain it. A little taste of what's in the pan. That would be nice actually. I think that would be nice just poured over ice cream or something. That's really nice. So it's been draining for about 20 minutes. and I don't think there's any much to come out of it unless I give it a squeeze. I might do that. The thing about squeezing jelly bags is that they tend to it makes them cloudy, but if you don't really care about that, we're still dripping a little bit. If you don't really care about that, then it's not a big issue. Certainly for making jelly. There's a little bit coming out, isn't there, still if I squeeze it. It's more or less there anyway. So about 2 pounds of fruit has filled this whole bottle. I think it's a litre. I'm mixing my measurements, aren't I? But yeah, it's a good big bottle of syrup. There's a little bit of scum on top. I don't care about that. It's going to be fine. So I shall have some of that in a minute with some ice, maybe. Oh, Lola, how are you feeling, little girl? How's your walking? How are you doing? How are you doing? I know. Show me your limping. How are you doing, little girl? I know. Yeah. Oh, poor little girl. Aren't you? You're going to try and leap up there, aren't you? Well, the limp doesn't seem to be quite so bad now. You're a little bit better, aren't you? Is the pain relief working? I think it is. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm having some of my blackberry cordial with ice. It's refreshing, but then anything is with ice, isn't it? It's really nice, but you really have to have it quite strong, though. I found that before, because especially as the ice starts melting, it gets a bit too weak. But I think about a third blackberry juice is about right. But it's really nice anyway. So that's it for now. I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.